Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Eitan.
Welcome back to the 28th episode of the Younger Half podcast. We are two 14-year boys from New Jersey who discuss, debate, and share insights on everything from history to politics, sports, current events, and more. Follow us on Instagram at the Younger Half and all other social media platforms at the Younger Half to see more of our podcasts. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform at the Younger Half. You can also check out our YouTube channel to see our faces during our podcast at the Younger Half. And so for this week's episode, we have a little new trivia segment, which we'll get to in a moment. We have some Trump pardons. We have a new strand of the coronavirus. We have our annual, not really, debate question, and we have some sports. Yeah, the Jets. But some good breaking news now. The New York Knicks are actually. Last I checked, oh well, here we go. It just came up now. The New York Knicks are beating the Bucks 43-34.
Wow,
I know.
they have a chance now. Yeah, probably
Yes,
best team in the league, right?
I know.
What's
I
their
know.
record? Did they? This isn't
They're
their first game, right?
they're 0-2, but okay. We'll get into sports later.
So are the Pistons.
Yeah. So
um,
you got anything for us, Eitan?
it's gonna be a good episode. Yeah, that trivia section. We're starting something new. I think we have a lot of potential with that. Me and Josh just just hit the light bulb. So
Yeah.
we'll work on that. If you'd like to sponsor the a trivia section, in all seriousness, as funny as that sounds, hit us up. If you want to sponsor an episode, guys, I don't know if we've really said this. We do sponsorships. We'll send you, our official email or DM with the prices and
Younger@gmail.com
stuff.
or Instagram,
Yeah.
whatever you
So
want, or
yeah, you have
neither of
a
those if you have
holiday.
nothing
I
sponsor
don't
for
know why I
us.
said a
If you're
holiday,
just,
but a celebration. Yeah, if you want to sponsor in honor of your
I'm pretty sure nobody's doing that, Eitan. But now into
your loved one's
trivia.
birthday.
So how this is going to
Go,
work
Josh.
is when we find a sponsor, yeah, someone's going to sponsor that. And so
Where's
for trivia, how it's going to work is we're going to ask a question, you are going to think about it, and we're going to give the answer at the end of the episode. So
email us or DM us the answer if you
or
think of it.
do neither of those and just think it in your head, whatever you like.
Whatever you'd like. Yes, that
So
is true.
okay, so the question we have is what I almost just said the answer out loud. Okay, so what does
Nice.
so when you search up on Google www dot
Anchor.fm/theyoungerhalf/support.
so what does www stand for? I googled trivia questions that came up. I was like, I've actually never thought about that. So if
Yeah.
you know the answer, nice. You can go for it. Let us know. Oh, that's reminded me. Something else that we'd like to ask you guys is leave your review on whatever platform you're on. Leave 5-star review. You can even best thing is to a written review really helps the podcast grow, helps the algorithm. So if you can go ahead and do that, that would be great. Help
Much
us grow and everything
appreciated.
like
Yeah.
that. If you don't want to commit money, then go a review is the best thing you could do. Share it with your friends, and yeah.
I was about to say, or send the link to a friend,
Yeah,
family.
I got everything, Eitan, you think? Anything to add?
Yeah, I think you hit every nail. So
Thanks,
job.
man. So so to kick off the episode, we have some Trump pardons. So Ethan, I'm sure you heard about this. This is probably old news by now because this was earlier in the week, but so
Yes,
he was
2 weeks ago.
Trump pardoned, I think my article here says 29 people. I don't know if that makes sense. But
yeah, that does make sense. But there's a few big names that you'll name.
yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. One huge name, actually. I'm pretty sure we might have even covered. I mean, we might have even covered his prosecution. The guy will list in a minute. Whatever. So yeah, some questions we have is can he pardon himself? Eitan is gonna provide some legal insights to that in a minute off of
Some from my
I was
lawyer
about to say
book.
that of his legal degree that he's working on at Harvard College.
Yeah.
So okay, so all right, so the first guy who he pardoned, Paul Manafort. This is I'm reading off an article here. Manafort was Trump's former campaign chairman and was among the first people to be charged in Mueller's investigation, which examined possible coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia in the 2016 election campaign. Manafort was prosecuted in 2 federal courts and was convicted by a jury in federal court in Virginia in 2018. A New York judge threw out state mortgage fraud charges, ruling that the criminal case was too similar to the one that already landed Manafort in prison. So, so right. So he was actually sentenced last March and was immediately hit with state charges in New York after prosecutors accused him of giving false information on a mortgage loan. So hold on a second here. That means he pardoned him from state crimes here. I can right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, like
So hold
he,
on, wait.
yeah.
This, just to be clear, Paul Manafort is being pardoned here off of a state crime.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like a full pardon, which means any crime
Yeah.
he committed. So, and
So that means
his
that a pardon. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'll let you speak in a minute. That
no,
means that
you're
he
good.
could pardon, because somebody told me that you can't pardon. You can't pardon. This is what someone told me. I guess they might have been wrong, or I'm mixing it up. That you
Right,
can't pardon state crimes. So I guess that's not true. Or you can't I guess, right. I guess that's not true here because he just pardoned Paul Manafort.
right. No, he can really. What do you mean? I think he can pardon anyone.
Not sure, whatever. So we'll get into another two pardons, then we'll discuss them. So Roger Stone. Has been a longtime friend and ally of President Trump. He was also convicted in Mueller's investigation for lying to Congress, witness tampering, and obstructing the House investigation into whether Trump's campaign colluded with Russia to win the 2016 election meeting. So he really
Not a
kind of
criminal.
interfered here, really kind of intervened here with the government, lied to Congress. That takes kahunas. Uh, Now the last guy we'll be mentioning here is Charles Kushner. Kushner is the father-in-law of Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and a wealthy real estate executive who pleaded guilty years ago to tax evasion and making illegal campaign donations. The two knew each other from real estate circles, and their children were married in 2009. Trump issued him a full pardon on Wednesday. So, we really see, three guys who were, really committed some crimes. They're not like,
And
how you'd say, between I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like,
between the
Roger
lines.
Stone lying. I was gonna say Benedict Macavera, but whatever. Roger Stone, he lied to Congress, really like tampering with investigation, obstructing the White House. So what do you got for us, A10? After me talking for like an hour?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, oh, Josh, when are you throwing it to me? So, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like Charles Kushner, he pleaded guilty, and like Roger Stone, like, I don't know if he pleaded guilty, but like they were all convicted, and then Trump just was like, oh no, like get out of jail free card. I mean, yes,
I
he is
mean
the
that
president,
that's
so
what
he
a
can do
pardon
that.
is. You
But I'm
know,
saying, like, compared to Obama, who did actually pardon a lot more people, but these were people who were not friends of Obama, maybe friends, I don't know, but these were people who were like
right? Like
convicted of,
the classic like reporter who got convicted and, like, you know what I
yeah,
mean.
didn't do anything, or even just like he actually like really helped like the black community, or like even just people who were just convicted for crimes that they didn't do, plainly as that. So he actually, like, people are saying, oh, but Obama, like, uh did pardon 1,000 people, but yes, but they were all people who like were, maybe not all, but they were most people that weren't like supposed to be in jail. But these people are literally like Trump's friends, like, I mean, from an ethics standpoint, that's not right, but I mean, like, from Trump being Trump, that's yeah, sure, he's my buddy. So even though he lied to Congress, pleaded guilty, or whatever Paul Manafort did, like,
Yeah, I think
doesn't
that
matter.
is the main point. I don't think that it has to do with him being his friends, meaning more he pardoned people who just. I've never been really so fond of the idea of just like pardoning. You're like leaving the White House. You're like, yeah, let me just pardon some guys, real quick.
I mean, no president. I can't say no president, but it hasn't really been a abuse of power kind of thing. Like, a pardon has only been used in like I don't know, rare, but like serious
Nah, not fully
situations.
true. Most people just use it on their way out of the White House. That's vast majority of presidents do that. I'm
I
pretty
mean, I
sure.
don't know. I just feel like Trump is like kind of like abusing the pardon by like by pardoning like all his friends or people close to his family.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know if he's necessarily abusing the power. Rather, it just, I mean, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I don't know if that's really fair because that's what like the pardon is. The rules of pardoning is not really onto a specific thing. It's pardon. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously pardon people close to me. Why not?
Right. I mean, like that is, but like I that's what I said before. It's more like of an ethics thing, like I just think like it's more of a can like should Trump do it, not like can, because obviously he can, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next thing we mentioned earlier about you, your law degree from Harvard. So
Yeah.
the question we had, that's obviously a joke, but can
Really?
so the question that we need to address is, can President Trump pardon himself? Eitan.
So in 1876, actually, according to my Harvard Encyclopedia, no, but so I'm reading this article here from New York Times, handy dandy Google, because yes, I'm not a lawyer or I don't have a degree in
Yeah, you're not
presidential
taking Harvard
pardons.
law. Yeah.
I mean, I looked at yeah. I mean, I looked at several articles, and this is how they all started. May a president pardon himself? Question mark. This is unclear. There's no definitive answer because no president has ever tried to pardon himself. Classic Trump being the only president. So I mean, like, this is really not a big thing because it's never happened. Like no president ever been like, oh, I'm gonna pardon myself. And if he does, that's a little what we say, like that's a little sus, because it's like pretty much saying, yeah, I committed a lot of crimes and I don't want to go to jail. And I actually saw this really interesting article like titled that I just showed to you. Like, if Trump pardons himself, will
What
Biden
would have happened?
unpardon him? Or
Uh,
will Biden
that's
unpardon
interesting.
him? Because like, Biden's like, what do you mean you just pardon yourself? Like that, I'm saying go back to jail.
Right, right.
Would
So
be,
can that's a good question. And
but
also,
like,
will he?
right, will he? Because like, Biden has really not been on the attack. He doesn't do that. Maybe of the debates, but like even so, he doesn't really get at it to people. So I
Really
don't
say that one more time?
I don't know. I just seen like the debates and stuff. He doesn't really get like the I don't know, get at people. Like he I feel like he wouldn't just like unpardon Trump unless cuz he's like very big on like peaceful transfer and like we have to be respectful even though he was like the last president.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a tough question because I mean, if I think if Biden were to unpardon him, then that would mean. I mean, I don't know because like the question is Biden. I feel like Biden wouldn't just do it because he's Trump, because he's a competitor. I feel like if Biden felt
Right.
as though that's what I think you were trying to say. If Biden felt that yeah, really this guy should be in jail, like really this guy should be serving his time, then he might. Also, the other question is, can he unpardon someone? Can he do that?
I think he can, yeah.
I don't know because
Really?
I mean, think about it. You're not pardoning them. You're putting them back in jail. Like it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely possible, but
Right. I mean, what it says, like, I'm reading a little further in this article. It says, like, you know, in the Constitution, it doesn't say, like, scenarios. It just says a president can pardon anyone. So there's no, like, a president can pardon anyone but his family members and himself. No, it just says president can pardon anyone. So, if you look at the letter of the law, then, it seems to be yes, right? And I don't know what we would do if Trump just did that because there's no real, like, we can't like what can we do? We can
right.
really do nothing, You can just say I'm like, like what? And so yeah, I just been talking for a little while, but I want to throw it back to you. Do you think Trump will pardon himself? He's been going a little crazy with this whole like non-conceding and everything. Like you think like at a certain point he'll just be like, screw it, Ivanka,
Yeah.
your pardon, Melania, just in
No,
case,
yeah.
Giuliani, just in case,
It's
your
a
pardon.
good question. I think that he'll only pardon himself if he feels as though he's like really like I don't know if he's gonna pardon. I could see it
Maybe
both
a just in
ways.
case kind of thing,
I could
like
see it both ways.
you
You know, I could see him in the sense, he sees like, oh, I'm really gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna like use this power, or like, no, I'm not giving in. I'm really not guilty, so there's no reason. You know what I mean, or something like that.
Yeah, that is actually a Trump thing to do. Say like, "Oh, I'm not guilty. What are you saying?"
Yeah,
Like I didn't do anything wrong.
yeah. I mean, right. I mean, I think I could see it both ways. Um. So, right, the article I'm reading here says no president has ever tried to issue a self pardon, like kind of you just said. Um. Yeah, that's kind of all this
Yeah.
article provided. But
Yeah, nothing too much.
excuse me. So, I mean, yeah. So you said well. I mean, you said can he? Do you think will he?
I think he will. Just more about of a just in case thing because we know Trump doesn't admit he's wrong or does anything, right? That's like 100% guaranteed. So that's actually a good point you're raising, because Trump doesn't want to lose. We see this
But
right
like at the
now.
same time, like
He doesn't want to go to jail
the
for
question is
50
will
years
he
either.
right? Will he be intelligent enough to see? Okay, like I might actually be in some trouble here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so like he's gonna obviously tweet like this is just in case I didn't do anything wrong. I'm guilty, I paid taxes and they're under audit, so I can't tell you, whatever. But I think he's gonna be smart enough, just to do it, even though he's not gonna admit that it's because he knows he did some tax thing or like something wrong. It's because he needs it just in case.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, I think we both kind of agreed there. So, Eitan,
Yes.
take it away for our next discussion point.
Coronavirus part two. um, so
Sound like
as
you're
many of
you're like a movie commentator.
yes, welcome back. No, so this is hopefully nothing. That's what I'm gonna say, right? Hopefully this is just like something small, two cases. It's maybe like they're like detecting it, and it's just like the same corona. That's fingers crossed. So like first I want to just like read this article a little bit. Like what is the new? It's like a variant. Like what is this new like kind of corona, right? So there's like there was it was first detected in southern England in September, but it was blamed for sharp rises in level of positive tests. So, believe it or not, this was actually discovered in September, but they thought it was just like, so many people are getting corona, it's probably nothing.
Mm.
So they kind of like, shrugged it off, I guess. That's what it seems like. But about like 2/3 of people tested positive in those areas could have the new kind of virus. So they think that like a lot of people might have this, but like it's only an estimate obviously. So it's rapidly replacing other versions of the virus of coronavirus. It has mutations that affect part of the virus likely to be important. So like it affects I guess like certain like parts of the coronavirus that are like important of I don't even know exactly because these are very like sciencey terms, but and like some of the mutations or some of the things have already been shown in labs to increase the ability of the virus to infect cells. So this is a little bit more deadlier it seems or more infectious. Um and all of these, let's see what it says. It says all of these build a case for a virus that can spread more easily. So yeah, so there is this new variant, as they say, of coronavirus that appear, as BBC says, like worldwide, and it's linked to people who arrived to the UK from Spain, Switzerland, Sweden, and France, and a couple in Ontario, Canada, who had traveled to UK and back have, been in self isolation for this. So, that was a lot of talking, but well, I just moved my microphone, but that was a lot of talking, but like the thing is, we really don't want a coronavirus part two. Like, do you like? I know you're not a scientist, Josh, but you think like this is? We should have actually asked we didn't know about this, but we should have asked
McNeil.
what yeah, McNeil, like if this is common, maybe that's like a thing, like new parts of the virus are often detected, you know like what are your thoughts? You're just like hopeful that it's nothing. What
I
do you
mean,
have you heard from a family or friend? Hit
oh
us.
yeah, it's definitely a good question, and I haven't really heard that much about it. I don't think. I mean, the problem is that there's no actually way to actually like. I don't know. Like, I'm not like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
like
you're
a
not a
chemist,
scientist. Yeah.
so I don't exactly know.
Really?
Like, I don't exactly know like what I'm talking about. But
You can
I
make it
think
up. It's fine.
I think I think the only thing that we could do is just kind of take action. I think some of the EU was banning travel from the UK. I think stuff like that. I think that's the only thing we could do. I think don't like from learning from previous mistakes.
Yeah,
Don't
like
like
learning from
don't
how
just
we handled it
yeah
from
like don't
in
just kind of take this
January.
like lightly. Don't just be like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever.
Small thing, nothing, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, you don't want to. It's a tough place. You don't want to cause like crazy panic over something that could potentially just be whatever another form of a virus. Or but at the same
Right.
time, you don't want to be foolish and what I mean.
Right, and I think that's a very valid point that like we learned that like I remember my dad was quarantined in like March 1st, and he was wearing gloves around the house, not a mask, because like March 1st we thought it was like if you touch something then it spreads through that. Like now we
Yeah,
know
like
it's through
boom,
your
done.
mouth. So
Yeah,
I mean like obviously we learned so much. So now like to stop this we know to wear masks, not gloves. Or we know that quarantine needs to be 7 to 10 days. Not necessarily 14 or whatever. And there's tests are more like worldwide. It's very easy to get tested, and like you can really like easily monitor it. They know how to they know to put restrictions, like travel banning is throughout, right? That was one of the biggest mistakes is
yeah,
that's how it spreads. I don't There's like some game that like you spread like a virus. I don't know what it's called. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
I don't
do.
know.
Isn't it money?
Yeah. Yeah, it costs money. So one of my friends was playing it on his iPad, but I'm just
I've
saying like
I've played that game before.
yeah, so I mean, like it starts from a plane going from one country to another. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying here. Like this, like what they're doing now, it's like that they didn't do in February or really January, December. That to China, they didn't stop all the planes. So now they're gonna stop the planes from UK. There's travel bans like left and right here. So
right,
I mean,
right.
like they're
Because I
definitely
mean,
like that's
it,
good,
like kind of as I was saying, they're kind of just taking action, if that makes sense.
right? And
They're
they
just
know
like
which action to take. That's the biggest part,
right. Um, yeah, that's exactly like they're learning from previous stuff, obviously.
right? And yeah,
Yeah, well, you want to add a
um.
final point there before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, like it says that it was they have let's see, it says like prompting new lockdowns in London and more than 40 countries to ban cross-border travel from the UK. So they
Right.
really are shutting down the
Yeah.
UK, and I mean that's just like again that's the good part about this. Like another corona is not so likely to come about because of what we know to do, right? And we know
Yeah,
who to stop,
for sure. Yeah.
which is a
So
positive
the
to that.
before we on to our next topic, just a quick little thing we didn't mention in the intro because we wanted to
Emphasize it,
yeah
right?
emphasize thank you Atan. We want to emphasize the importance or the help that it gives us when you support us on anchor.fm/younger half/support. Just I mean, you just it's a monthly donation, helps out the podcast. It goes right back into making good content for you guys. So yeah. So our debate question for the episode: are some youth sports too intense? Now, it's in a way pretty broad question, but I'll present some possibilities. You could have parent figures taking it significantly too seriously. Unfortunately, I've seen that before. You could see
Yeah, same.
coaches take that too seriously. I've seen that before. Um, I've had some wild coaches over the years. Um, only one or two though. I know we
All
get pretty
right.
lucky with that. You have referees. I mean, you have it just kind of being um not being fun based anymore, which I think which could be um
An
which could be
issue?
detrimental. But I think the reason for that stimulates. I don't, I don't think that's the right word, but comes from the adults. So I think when you have, like, I've seen this before, parents who just it's horrible. I've seen it before live. Like I've seen it before at like the game. I've been in the car and carpool when the parent is just making the kid feel like actual
Trash.
yeah, to put it nicely. Just they're just ranking on the kid the whole game. I've seen a kid miss a basketball shot in the middle of a game. In the middle of a game,
No
miss
way.
miss the
Yeah.
shot, turn to the right to his parents, while his 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 mother looks like throws like her purse and like is like mad, well like he's like has like a pale face and like his arms out and is like shaking while jogging back to play defense. Like that's just not okay. Like I feel very bad for those kids. They're just trying to play basketball and the parents are just taking it like way too seriously. And and I think that that's one of the reasons why it has become like this question even has to be posed, is because it starts from the top, starts from those adults who are influencing, and not just parents. I think parents is like a huge problem. Like you see even like I've seen like many TikToks like about like it's like a stereotype of like the classic like dad like being disappointed in you after a bad game,
Yeah, I've
or
seen
like
those
something
too.
like that, or like even coaches, then you have the coaches going crazy, they're getting to a fight
Mhm.
with the ref. Like you're a role model to the kids. I think that's a problem that adults don't fully understand. Sorry, I'm talking a lot here. It's something
No, you're
that,
good. You
that like
brought a
I've
lot of
experienced. Yeah,
insights.
I've seen, not experienced, thank God, but I've seen
Right.
seen firsthand. That's actually something that sorry, I'm gonna say one more point before I let you talk. That
You're
I'm
good.
I'm what's the word here? In a way, like after seeing this so many times, even like grateful for it. Like my parents, they don't care. My dad just my mom comes also. My parents are just happy to be there, just happy to watch the game. They don't care anything about it. But, like after seeing, like those kids, like it's like heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking, and I mean that's like the biggest thing. I think you play like our town soccer. They have like a little bit of a motto. Like let the refs ref and let the parents cheer and let the kids
That's
play.
actually my school.
Your school, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I probably didn't say exactly to the word, but that's like so true. Like you have those like dads on the sideline that are like, "Ref, why didn't you call that? Like,
Yeah,
what the
you hear
hell?"
them. Yeah, you see
Like,
them
and then
swearing at the
like
ref, like
like
ridiculous.
bro,
Like,
this is
dude,
like third grade soccer. Like,
not
what
even
the
that. Not
hell?
even third grade. Okay, third grade. Okay, but even
I'm
our grade,
saying,
even
I know,
ninth grade soccer, even like,
yeah, but like I'm just saying, like you get my point. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, 100%.
it's ridiculous, and like these kids like literally are like I played like basketball even like 2 years ago, but in the league, and like these parents, I'm going home with the kid crying like in
That's
the
what I'm
car,
saying. Like,
like because his dad is like about to bring out the whiff, like God forbid, but like it's crazy, like they definitely does start with like the parents, but I want to take it off the parents. I think the kids too, there is a lot of like like bullying because like you like totally sucked at the last game, like if you completely like let your whole team down or whatever, or like miss a shot, like the kids also have to take it easy on you,
well, I
like
think can I just chime in there? I
yeah,
think
go.
I think that is a result of two things. I think that's a result of the environment that the parents and coaches have, and even society have set for youth sports being significantly over the top, significantly too serious. Like
Too
cruel,
serious, yeah.
cruel even is even the word I'm looking for. Like driving home and the kid crying is obviously like that's absurd.
Crazy.
I think that's like, is that not a sign to like parents and coaches that like something is obviously not right about the environment that you're playing? Like I've played soccer games where the coach will be screaming at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's
sorry,
crazy.
is a story, long story, whatever. But um,
Tell me it after.
yeah, but I think that that's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed in youth sports. Is like it starts from the top, in my opinion.
We just need it. Everyone just needs to chill, especially with
Yeah,
like youth sports. Like, you know, I just yeah, it like hurts my heart. Like you see all the like even just like just to see it. All these
yeah.
people. just like like. And they like there are kids. Like I know a few kids that like quit basketball and like don't play basketball because their parents are just like you suck and you can't play basketball
I
for your
know.
life for the life of you.
Also, not just that they quit basketball. Okay, that's obviously unfortunate, but think about the impact that
Yeah,
has on a kid.
on their
I just
yeah,
wrote an
yeah,
essay about this in English class actually. Think about
really.
it. Yeah, it was about whatever. It was that's irrelevant, but
Mhm.
it just popped in my head. But like think about the effect that has on a kid who isn't loved unconditionally like that. You know, they feel they might not know that, but they feel as
I feel
though
like their
that their parents
disappointment.
exactly that their parents do not love them because they might have, even if they're trash at basketball or trash at soccer, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't know. It just I keep saying it like just like hurts, just to see like all these like
Yeah, for
kids,
sure.
like because like it's one thing if the parents like all right like like how about like I practice with you if they're
Yeah,
able to or like how about like every night like you spend half an hour like I'll buy you a hoop
yeah. I
like
exactly. I saw
that's what I
something on
want to
TikTok.
see.
I saw something on TikTok that was like, excuse me, my son. It was like a picture of like my son, like his son, like I don't know, crying because like he didn't make like the AAU baseball team. It was like he's like I didn't do my job as a dad. I was like, oh god, like I see where this is going. 'Cause I was about to scroll away, and then it was like I was like so like I quote unquote like bought him a trainer who he trains with like an hour every night. Like okay, like
That's
that's probably not a good situation because I bet you like he forced that on him. Like that doesn't seem like a good, but like I don't know. That's obviously significantly like inferred. So I don't actually know, but
right.
yeah. So you want to get in the last point there, or should we kick it off to a sports?
Yeah, we go to sports.
Okay, so now I don't even want to talk about the Jets. Speaking of
I
the,
really
oh
thought I
wow,
really thought they
hold
were
on,
tanking. Yeah,
the
yeah, what's up?
Knicks are beating the Bucks at the start of the second half, 61-45.
61 to 45. Damn, that's
Yeah,
really
I'm
good.
I'm wrapping the Knicks right here, wearing the. Can you see the same time the Knicks shirt?
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Oh,
Nice. That's what
I
we
think I
want
wore
to
this
see, right?
last Sunday actually. I'm pretty sure. Whatever.
Really?
Yeah, for during our last episode, I'm pretty sure.
All right, we can check
Um,
that, right? But yeah, I mean the Jets. I don't get it anymore. Like, why did they do this in week one? Beat a good
10 and
team.
4, whatever the record is.
Does does that mean this is probably a very dumb question that, but are are the Browns still have a chance or no? They're out because of
No,
this.
the Browns are not even close to. I'm pretty sure like the Browns. I think basically clinched. Like, I don't know if they technically clinched or like basically it's just a matter of what seed they have now. I'm pretty sure.
Right. So they're. I mean, I know the Steelers also. What's it called? Also confirmed
Yeah,
a.
they clinched today. The Dolphins. My friend, he's a big Dolphins fan. My close friend is a big Dolphins fan. He's happy that crazy W. Saturday night. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
won.
Oh,
Um,
that. Do you see that face masking or whatever it's called?
no,
And
I
Ryan,
was not. I was watching the Knicks game, so I didn't get to see the end of the
you
game.
should see the high. Do you see the highlights? The
I don't like watching highlights.
whatever, but like it was a sick play. Fitzpatrick was being like
Yeah,
ripped
yeah.
down and just chucked it up, and
Mm.
they got a touchdown. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was
also
being
just
pretty
a little side
clutch.
point, developing story, Jared Goff has broken his thumb, which could be huge loss for the Rams if he can't play for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just got that alert now.
Yeah.
Also,
Um
that's
the
not good.
Knicks, they had here's the annoying thing. It's a classic like not even classic Knicks, honestly. It's a classic like 90s Knicks, honestly. Like the first half against the 76ers, they left the first half, I'm pretty sure, beating the 76ers. Like the 76ers is a good Eastern Conference team.
You're
They're
saying
top.
like they choke at the end,
No, not even. Hold on, I'll tell you. Like the 76ers are arguably easily top 4 Eastern Conference NBA team, and
right?
they were beating them in the first half, and then the third quarter, the final score ends up being like 115 to like 90. Like even against the Pacers, it was their first game of the season. This would be two
Don't
Wednesday nights ago. They were playing well. They were stay with him in the first easily. The first quarter, okay, was sloppy, but also one of my favorite players, Emmanuel Quickly, is a rookie out of I think 25th overall. I don't remember out what college he went to,
right.
but I don't know. He's just like he's quick. Get it, Emmanuel Quickly.
uh,
Yeah, also great signing. I think it was Alec Burks. He averaged 15 points per game last season. Playing very good for us. So yeah. So the answer to the I was about to say the potential sponsor that's in the works, hopefully, but I was about to say
Hopefully,
we'll see.
yes.
So the answer to the trivia question is actually World Wide Web. So when you're writing
Oh,
www.theanchor.fm, you are indeed
such young
going
half.
to World Wide Web
What happens if
anchor.fm.
you type World Wide
I was
Web
actually just
dot
thinking that
anchor
you're just gonna
FM,
be there for an hour.
right?
Like,
Um,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah. So stick around next week for some more trivia. Let us know if you did like that segment. If you want more, send in some possible questions on it.
Questions,
Always,
yeah.
as always. Yeah. So that is the end, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Follow us on Instagram at the Younger Half. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform. Subscribe to us on YouTube channel at the Younger Half. And if you want to
Leave
help us
a
grow,
review.
consider supporting us on anchor.fm/theyounger half/support or press the link in the description. And for questions or comments or sponsors or anything like that, just always feel free to reach out at theyoungerhalf@gmail.com or tag us or DM us, anything like that. So that is the end, guys. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe.